Yes, I'm just gonna say it and get over with it. All right. Yes, people pleasing is idolatry. And what is idolatry? Idolatry is the worship of a person or a thing other than the God, the true God of the Bible, the God that made heaven and earth, including all of us guys. And so we see that worship, true worship, is obedience, right? The first time the word worship was used in the Bible, the if you want to go check it out, Abraham used the word worship when he was about to go through the mountains, and God gave him a command to do something, right? Go check it out. I'm not going to tell you what it is, right? God gave him a command to do something, and he told his servants that wait here because I'm going to go and worship. So God gave him a task to do, and so, in being obedient to God, he called it worship. We also see that when Jesus was on earth, he was talking to this woman at the well. Go check out that story as well, right? So, he was talking to the woman at the well, and the woman was asking him some questions, and he said, "You know what happened? True worship is of the heart, right? It's not about where you go or who you fellowship with, but true worship is of the heart, right? And so we're just gonna stick with the Bible right here. Like we're not gonna go any other. We're not going to go here or there. We're just gonna stick with this good book right here, right? So these are basically the the biblical definition of worship in context, right? And so sometimes we just figure that worship may be just the clapping of hands and the singing and all that, which is all great. But worship is really deeper than that. It's really more. It's really it's really about just being obedient to God, right? And so when we clap hands and we sing, we are. I mean, that is basically an expression of worship. It should be an expression of our heart, where our heart is. But true worship is really obedience. And so here's what the Bible says, right? In First Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 31 says, whether therefore he eat or drink, or whatsoever he do, do all to the glory of God. So whatever we do, the only person that should be glorified is God, right? And so what is it saying basically? So am I saying that we should not care about other people? Absolutely not, right? The Bible says, children, obey your parents in the Lord, right? Your children, you have a responsibility to obey your parents. Is that worshiping your parents? No. What the Bible is saying, that when you do this, you are pleasing me, you are glorifying me, because this is what I want. The thing is that whatever we do, the ultimate person that we should be seeking to get glory from our action is Christ. So, sometimes in this world, we want to be, there's a thing about being politically correct. We don't want to say certain things or to offend anyone, um, because, the person might not feel happy about it, but does it make Jesus happy? I mean, I mean, does it glorify God? When we look at John the Baptist, for example, right? John the Baptist, um, the ruler at the time, he was like living a life which was not really good, right? He took his brother's wife, and so John basically came on and said, like, listen, this is sinful. You shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong, and he lost his head as a result of that. That was not politically correct, right? But he did it to glorify God, not to make the ruler happy, right? And so when we do stuff for our family members, for neighbors, for friends, the main goal is not for them to be happy. The main goal is that whatever we're doing, it makes Jesus happy. It glorifies his name, right? And if in making Jesus happy, if it pleases them in making Jesus happy, then that is a true expression of letting your light shine. Okay? So 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 sometimes in this new culture, we we get obsessed sometimes in being correct, and and making sure that everybody around us thinks well of us, and that everyone around us believe that we're a good person, we're not offending anyone. But the most important thing, guys, is that our allegiance is to Christ. And so everything we do, whether we give a cup of water or we give an encouraging word, we do it because we're doing it on behalf of Christ. We're ambassadors of Christ, and so we're doing it on His behalf, right? And so when we do things on His behalf, when He comes, He could say, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant." All right. So until next time, take care.